Hi, Chamber President CEO Jeff Ray here, continuing our candidate interviews today. I'm sitting down with Sheriff candidate Kevin McGowan. Kevin, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Good morning.
Kevin, we've been doing these with candidates for quite a bit, quite a few of the county and local school board races and such. And so appreciate candidates giving their time to get to know them a little bit better here. And so here's our chance to get to know you a little bit. So Kevin, for somebody who hasn't met you, doesn't know anything about Kevin McGowan, give us a little history of who you are and your connection here in the community.
Well, I started with the St. Joe County Police Department back in 1993, and I retired just a little about 2 years ago after 27 years with them. I had been through several sheriffs, and each one of them, you know, doing what they felt was, their best. And between the accumulation of them, I'm kind of picking out pieces of what I could try to do a little bit better. I enjoy working for and with the community. I've met a lot of great people, over my span, and I would just like to continue giving back to the community.
Great. So Kevin, having had a chance to sit or work in the sheriff's department or in the with county police, talk to us a little bit about just kind of the roles and responsibilities as you see it. Help our viewers better understand some of the things that are really important for the sheriff to do.
The sheriff's most important role is to keep the county safe. We have over 200 square miles of area to cover. Sometimes we'll go out to try to assist the other departments, but our main goal is to keep our county safe. Not only that, is you have a number of inmates in the county jail, which you have to watch over, make sure that they're safe. Along with the courthouses, we have to keep the courthouses staffed with personnel and make sure that the community and the judges and their staff are safe as well. So it's a pretty big role that the sheriff has to play in keeping all these people and buildings secured and safe.
Right. So, Kevin, let's talk a little bit. So as a veteran who spent some time in the sheriff's department there, talk a little bit about just how crime, public safety general has changed over time from your early days as a patrol officer on to today. How are things changing out in our communities?
Unfortunately, it's getting worse. We don't have the grip on crime as we used to. We're trying, but with these groups that are forming and giving the police officers bad names, and you heard somebody's wrist handcuffing them, and next thing you know, you're in a lawsuit for assault. They don't take the police serious anymore, and it's about time that something's done about that. Let them know that we mean business. You can't be getting away with the crimes that have been being committed that are rising drastically. I put out a report about 3 weeks ago from the FBI database, and crimes have risen. I believe it was robberies, burglaries up 65%. Since that posting, I received the 2021 statistics, and those have risen 41% more. So crime is something that we definitely need to get a grip on, and I intend to do my best to do that, whether it be staffing more road officers, more detective bureau, but something definitely has to be done about the rising crime rate.
Great. No, and I appreciate that comment. And so maybe a follow-up even on that spot. So, and you hinted at, maybe some more patrol officers on, but is it money? Is it strategy? Is it, it seems like it's complex and obviously I would guess the sheriff's budget is probably one of the biggest budgets there, but it's not unlimited too. So just talk a little bit about just sort of kind of how you tackle that within sort of the resources that you have there.
First off, to win the battle, you need an army, and unfortunately, that department right now doesn't have one. They're grossly understaffed. They're working shifts, double shifts mandatory. People are getting burnt out, tired. One of the comments is, if I have to call in sick to get a day off, so be it. I need to approach the commissioners, and I need to ask for additional funds. Over the years, the county as a whole has grown, but the police department has not. So I have got to request some additional money to hire more officers to get that army together so we can start winning the battle. Like you said, it's a little bit of everything. People aren't banging on the doors to, come and apply. We'll have to come up with some type of a recruiting agenda, which I have in mind to do, and more funds for them, give them a little bit more money, keep them around so they're not going to other departments. I believe the council for the city passed a budget last night, which is getting their officers some more money. Hopefully I can do the same for our officers.
Yep. Kevin, let's go back to when you first made a decision to follow a path of public service. What was it that inspired you early on to choose this line of work?
Within the family, my father was the prosecutor of St. Joe County back in the 50s, and he moved on, became a federal judge down in Washington, D.C. I always had it in me to try to follow his footsteps, but I didn't get as high as he did. But law enforcement was something that I always wanted to get into. I applied, gave it a shot, got accepted, and it was a great career.
Great. Kevin, you talked, briefly, sort of all employers are going through this challenge, if you will, finding good employees and finding, people power to fill those open positions. Talk for a second, if you're sitting with a new recruit and they're coming to work for Sheriff McGowan, what's working in a Sheriff McGowan administration going to be like for that new recruit?
Fair and treat them with respect. They're not going to be just another employee that we're okay. Well, thanks for applying. Start tomorrow in the jail. I'll sit down with them. I'll explain to them, this isn't a job. It's a career. It'd be a lucrative career. You get to go out, help people. Be in the public eyes. As they're serving. It would be a pretty good career for you to choose. Had you decided to come with us.
Great. Kevin, talk briefly. So, obviously this is, people in neighborhoods are concerned about, public safety. Businesses who we represent are concerned about public safety. What kind of advice, to them can you give in terms of, what can or should business community do or neighbors be doing to sort of help the sheriff with this battle?
I would like our officers to get to know the business owners. I know up north through Rosa, there's quite a bit of car dealerships and restaurants and everything up there. I'd like the officers to take the time to stop, introduce themselves to the business owners, hand them a card. They say we're cops 24/7. If something happens at 1 o'clock in the morning, the business owner has the card. He said, I'll give so-and-so a call. He said he'd help me. Just get more of a personal touch, with the business owners.
Great. So Kevin, looking ahead, so let's play out. Say you win the sheriff's race. What's the biggest challenge you think you face in the next 4 years? What's highest on your priority list of things that you would need to address or work on as you come into a new role?
My biggest challenge right now is staffing the department. They're roughly 70 officers short, department-wide, county, courthouse, the jail, road patrol. There doesn't seem to be much that the current administration is doing to get people in there. I think they've hired 2 people, possibly 3. A couple of them were past employees that came you're not going to be able to win this battle on your own. I would like to set up a meeting with the chief of South Bend Police, talk with him about possibly what we could do as a team. He's not going to win this by himself. I'm not going to win this by myself. We may make a small dent in it, but I think together we could make a bigger impact.
Yep, great. So Kevin, as we begin to wrap our time up here, folks are going to go into the ballot box and make a decision for sheriff. Help remind them why they should pick Kevin McGowan to be the next sheriff of St. Joe County.
I'll give you a safer community for your families to live in. I'm going to crack down on crime. The previous administration is patting himself on the back because he's been more visual, out in the community. You won't see me out in the community at hot dog cookouts and reading books and taking somebody to the movies. I'll be spending my time at work, on the road with the other officers, jumping in there, getting my hands dirty just like they are. So if they chose to vote for me, that's what I can guarantee them is I'll do my best to make a safer community for them and to lower the crime rate.
Great. Kevin, if somebody wanted more information about your candidacy, where would we send them to? You have a Facebook page or website? Or
yes, I have a website, McGowanforsheriff.com. It speaks a little bit about my history growing up, attending Fort Union Military Academy in Virginia, from the beginning to more or less where I am now.
Great. Well, Kevin, thank you for taking some time today to help our members get to know you a little bit better. Best of luck as you finish the campaign trail here over the next month, and thanks again for being with us today.
Jeff, thank you for having me.